It's chilly. Right, so welcome back. It is the first episode of February's Storyteller Bats, and the winner was the Enchanted Forest. So the first colour I'm going to start with today, this video, I say today, I'm going to plan to get all three done today, is the one with mushrooms in. Excuse the state of my fingers. So we've got these mushrooms, and we've got this fawny grey colour, this darker green colour, this toffee colour, and then this darker ginger colour, and then this brown. Okay, so I'm going to split the wool in half. I'm going to try my best to make sure that I've got a blend set put aside to go with these again. I'm not going to guarantee that I'll be able to do it every single time, but I'm going to try my damnedest to do. So that way you can come back and watch these videos. So I just need to split that, not completely in half, but a little bit more, because this time I thought the way that I could do it is, instead of doing 3 layers of the main colour, I'll do 2 layers of the main colour, and then it just means that the wool can go a little bit further, because even though it's got the white face woodland in there, it gives it that bulk, but the other fibres, oh, it's all tangled up, the other fibres in there are very, very slim, like fine fibres, so they don't bulk out that much. But if I can make sure that there's enough for a blend set, then I'll be happy, you'll be happy, we'll all be happy together. So I've got that one that I showed you with the yellowy fudgy colour into the toffee colour, a little bit darker, and then it goes into the green, and then into this beigey grey sort of mushroomy colour, which I'm really pleased at how it came out. So I was just about to split it into 3 groups then, but I'm not. I need two. So I'm just going to split this one in half, and I'll put this other one to one side in a second. And I was playing with the idea of adding, I've got loads of it, adding in some biodegradable nylon, so that this can be used as a sock, hat, mittens, gloves type spinning project, because I've got the most gorgeous toffee coloured biodegradable nylon, and I thought, well, it's got bamboo and ramie in there, so it's really hard wearing. It's got silk in there that makes the socks, and cashmere make the socks really, really soft, and the llama will help bring you some warmth to the socks. So I'm playing with the idea, that's where my brain's going to, and that way if it's in a blend set, then you can have a try of it yourself, and if you want to get more because you like the feel of it, then that way you can experiment at home on your own. But I think that's the way I'm going to go on this bat. So it's a bit more of a multi-purpose blend, and it's still going to have sparkles in it, so you can have sparkly socks. What more can a lady want? So that's, I think, what I'm going to do. So I'm already at 64 grams on that, just with those 2 in there, and I've got this gorgeous, it's biodegradable nylon. It has got a bit of a crunchy feel to it, but once it's spun up and blended properly, then there shouldn't be a problem. So I'm going to add that in. Right, so I've got another piece here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to split this a little bit more than half, and I've got some put to one side over here anyway, and I'm going to add that in. I'm going to try and bring up the weight of that, so that's nearly at 95. So I've got some brown bamboo, I've put some aside as well, so I'm going to add in some of that, a bit more shine in there. You're like, Joe, you're killing me, you need to stop. Right, so I want to darken down, I want to add in a bit more green, I think. Okay, so I'm going to add in some of this green, but I don't want to use too much because I need some green for later on. So if I put in that much, 120, and I'll stick, let's see what I've got here. There, if we do that, add that to there, and add that one to over there, done. So I want some of this multicoloured Fire Star in my blend as well, that ginger colour, and I don't want to add any more green because I've just added in some green, but I do have some of this coppery brown, so I'll add that in, and I'll put a bit over there. Now, what else could I add in there to that colour? 140. See if I've got any more green up the back. That's a bit bright. No, that's not doing it for me. Do you know, it's one of those colours I don't have an awful lot of it in. But I've just thought then, no, that'd be too much sparkle, Joe. Your brain goes off on a tangent, you see. What shall I go with? Just to break up the colour, shall I go with this one? Or shall I, up here, I've got some soya bean. So, you've got these whitey colours in there, which haven't really been shown that much on the actual picture. And right up here, there's actually that beigey brown colour. So I thought I'll bring in a little bit of warmth and add in some soya bean. And we'll add that in there. And I think that might be just about it, because there's not really, can't add any more sparkle to it because it'll just be too much. The only other alternative to me doing this is to bring down the tone of the toffees and add in some of this, and it's merino glitz. You can't catch it. It has got sparkle in there, so I'll add a little bit of that in there, and then I've got a bit left over for in my blend set, and hopefully I can bring that up to 100 grams, and that'll be perfect. So we'll get on with this. We'll put these bits to one side out of the way, and we'll get going with these. I need to write down what I've used, so I'll be back with you in a second and we'll get on with some blending. So I totally forgot about the luxury fibre that we blended to go with it. So I've took off that merino glitz and I've split this, so I'll go some over in that smaller pack and there's some to go with this art back. Totally forgot all about it. So I'm going to divvy this up into 3. He's like, Joe, you said you were going to do 2. Yes, I know. All will be revealed. Okay, so I've got 3 of that, 3 of this one, this one and this one I just generally keep in my hand. Right, this 1, 2, 3. The bamboo I'll split into 3 as well. And then how much have I got? This 1 of those and another bit, split that into 2, 3. Right, so yeah, my roving is only 2 pieces, but there is a way, if you're limited on your wool, you've got lots of bits you can add to it to get the colours that you want, that you can do without it causing confusion. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is start off with my add-in colours. Okay, so I'm going to actually add in my green first. There is a reason. This is wool. This is a bio nylon, and I find because it's a nylon it gets a bit staticky, and I don't like that being the bottom. I like to make sure it's trapped well within my fibres. Personal opinion, that's all. It's just the way I like it to be done. Because once it's trapped inside over those fibres, it's not really going anywhere. So I'm going to put those in like that. Now I'm going to get my bio nylon, and I'm going to put that over the top. Isn't that lovely? That's really, really nice. I'm loving that. I like how the green's peeking through it as well. And put that through there. There we go. So once I've done that, I want to add in my 1, 2, 3. I want to add in a little bit of the ginger Angelina on top of this now. Angelina. Trilobal. There we go. So that's that done, and then I'm going to add a little bit of coppery brown colour here. Not a lot, but enough, and that's really full of sparkle. You need to see it. It's like straighten your eyes. Then from there, I'm gonna add in the soybean. Okay, so that's that done on there. Now I'm going to get my roving, okay? I'm just going to unravel that a little bit, and I'm going to stand here a minute and just make sure it's not twisted and that the fibres are open. So it's a bit like drafting because I'm doing it straight from the split. I'm doing it all in one go and just getting it straight on there without separating or anything like that. If you've got it, separated your roving into thinner strips, you'll find that it goes on your board, on your drum carder, a lot easier than splitting it out. And because I want to keep the colours uniform, it just makes sense for me. Unless I decided that the colours are in the wrong order and I want to move them around a bit, then yeah, split it off, the two colours that you want to swap around. Because maybe, like I've done, I've got the toffee colour in the opposite order to what it was on the image, but that's fine. I'm not too fussed about that. And by doing this as well, I get to make sure that it's not tangled up, it's all running in the same direction, there's no twists in the rover. And it takes a little bit of messing around, but it's all worth it. I don't hear you complaining. This is what I have to go through. It's the pain of it, the pain. It's just all this faffing around, but you have to do it. I've got fluff just sitting on the edge of my chin, so I'm gonna quickly just get through this and untwizzle the roving at the same time, because they just tend to want to twist up on themselves. And that mushroomy grey colour is beautiful. I couldn't have asked for it anymore just by adding in the tiniest molecules. Sorry, I had to go and run off and get my battery, plug your bum in. Sorry about that. The tiniest molecules of the grey in with that, what was it called, sand dune, which has got like a grey sort of murky look to it anyway in the pigment itself. Now I could have probably got away with splitting that in 3. Oh, a minute. Splitting that bat in 3, but I want this to be quite dominant looking. But even though it's not, we know it's not. But this will be, hopefully, when I put the next one on, it should be literally the last layers with some enhancing of colours over the top of it. And that's what I'm thinking of in my mind. I want you to be able to see these through the actual process. Okay, so I'm going to get my luxury fibre and I'm going to paint that over the top. Keep painting that over until it's all gone. It's so soft in your hands. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in and do a bit of sparkle over the top of that, just a little bit. And again with this one, the gingery colour. all the way across. There we go. And then add in my brown bamboo, which I'm just going to open this up and put that right over the top. And then pack that down. Now the next layer is going to be a little bit different because I've already put the green up at the beginning. I put the green on first, and I know that I've got to make sure now that I've got enough bits and pieces left over for my for my top coat. And what I'm going to do now is sandwich the rest of the biodegradable nylon in this middle layer. So I'm going to got one and split it in half. I'm going to put that on now. Make sure it reaches the edge in. Then I'm going to go back and get my green, and I'm going to put that on the next layer. Get the other piece of green and do that again. Then I'm going to go back again and get my next piece of biodegradable nylon. I'm going to blend that in place. This way I know when it's been spun up, it's properly fixed in place. It is blended throughout, but I'm still getting the character of the back that I want from the look, as well as having something that's a practical fibre inside. Okay, so at this point I'm going to add in some more of this. And I want to save a little bit for my top layer. And again with some of the ginger. So when you spin with the biodegradable nylon and the greens that come out, then we're going to have some sparkle come with them. And then I'm going to go back in with the last of the green. And some more of this green. This is green Corridale that I'm using. It's got enough of a crimp in it to be able to sit there and control that actual shiny silky fibre. Right, so I've just got my luxury fibre here, and now I'm going to go in with that because I split this in 3 pieces. So I want to make sure it's sandwiched in as well. I'm going to put that on the top like that. I'm going to pack my fibres down a little bit. So that's that done. I'm going to get my soya fibre and I'm just going to open that up again. Well, I'm not going to paint it on, I'm going to open it up like I did with the bamboo. And I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to get my second piece of bamboo and add that in with it as well. Now, instead of leaving my luxe fibre to the end, there's probably no point because I want these colours to really stand out on the top layer. But I want to make sure that all the really lovely stuff is all packed in nice and tidy in my art bag. So I'm going to add that in now. Give it another pack down. So that's all the fibres on there. All I've got left now to add to this topping of the bat is some bamboo, some soya, 2 different colours of trilobal, and get this one on. So, and remember which side you started on as well. So because I opened up my fibres from this coppery colour, I'm going to remind myself to do it the same again. So that because I'm working from that side over, I'll be starting with the grey bit once I get to the end of here. So just make sure the fibres are all untwisted and that they're all going in the same direction. Just open it up a little bit so they flow a bit easier, especially now that my drum card is getting a little bit thicker on the back end. I really want to make sure that the fibres are opened up and not all bonged up, because sometimes they'll end up sticking to the top of the liquor, and if I can avoid that by not having squashed fibres, then all the better. It's a bit like drafting out, but you're doing it from the width and not the length of it. Okay, so I'll carry on doing this. There we go, all open. So there's the fibres there. We'll start again from this side. I've done this because my drum card is really quite packed up with all these fibres on there, so I'll brush them off in a minute. That into the golden colour. So what I'll do now is I will add in the soya, and then when I go to brush everything off the liquor, they'll all come in together. Get this on there. Pull off these big clumps and start again over there. Ones I haven't stuck in, it just seemed to grab all that in one go. There we go. Get these bits that are peeled off. Paint them on. Get me sparkly stuff. I'm just going to grab them both together. There you go, and then the bamboo. Go. Right, get my didgery pokery thing. Move everything out my way and open this up. That's really pretty. Right, let's flip her around. So you can see the bio nylon through the greens there, and there's actually, you can see some sparkles from underneath, which really make it lovely. And I always think that woodlands are really quite special, and they have their own unique sparkle. So why not go with sparkles in this wood? It's supposed to be enchanted forest at the end of the day. So there we go. Let me just roll her up. Roll up, roll up. And there we have the first Enchanted Forest art bat, the toffee theme, or mushrooms. So we'll call this one Shroomish when it hits the website. There we go. Pat on the back, Joe. You've done it again. So because I only had 4 colours, I always... Oh, let's turn you around a little bit. You know how I always say to you, if you're going to be dyeing colours, you want to have at least odd numbers. But because I dyed these in 4 colours on this bat, I had the mushroom colour, then I added in the green, and then I added in the toffee and the fudge colour. By adding in contrasting colours into those, that helps break down that singularity of an even number. And it's the same when you're planting flowers in the garden. For something to catch your eye, you're looking at odd numbers. So if you're going to plant pansies in a patch, you want to do 3, 5 and 9. It always makes them look prettier. It just, it catches your eye more than anything else, having even odd numbers to even numbers when you're looking at things as an artistic point of view. So yeah, quite pleased with that. So there we go. There's the first bat, Shroomish. That will be on the website in 3 weeks' time, or 3 Sundays' time, the same as what I did last time. I will remind you on the last video. Okay, and there will be a blend set to go with that. It will probably be about 100 grams. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that one and picked up some tricks along the way, if not some encouragement to go off and do your own. Go and do your own. Stop watching me. No, don't do that. Right, so I'm off now. Take care of yourselves. Speak to you soon. Tickle pips. Bye.